Welcome back. A very good morning to all of my dear viewers. What are we are going to do in this session? In this session, I am discuss the vector control strategy. Okay. So this vector control strategy is mainly for the control of mosquito and even in mosquito, we focus on female Anopheles mosquito, which is a vector of malaria. Okay, so now the question is arise how we control the breeding of this female Anopheles mosquito. ठीक है. So basically there are three way by which we can reduce the growth of female Anopheles mosquito. One is the larva measure, another is adult measure, and the third is the protection. What I am telling to you, let's see. Basically there are three ways through which we can protect ourselves by female Anopheles mosquito biting, or we can reduce the growth of female Anopheles mosquito. One is that larva control. I mean, we are using something that destroy or kill the larva of this female Anopheles mosquito. The another thing is that if we are failed to kill the larva or for killing the mosquito at higher level, we can also use some things that kill the larva, that kill the mosquito at adults levels. And if we are failed to doing larva killings and adults killing, then definitely we protect ourselves. So this is called the protection against the mosquito bites. So we start the topic with larva control or larva measure. So in larva measure we can see that the first is the environmental control. What is the meaning of this environmental control? Environmental control means we are going to do some things that reduce the breeding of mosquito larva, not mosquito larva, because larva is not able to breed. We basically reduce the breeding of adult mosquito, or we can reduce the growth of larva, mosquito larva. So what are the things we do by which we can reduce the growth of larva of mosquito or kill the mosquito larva? The first thing is the intermittent irrigation. What is the meaning of this intermittent irrigation? This intermittent irrigation is applied for the rural area. What are we doing in this intermittent irrigation? Basically we ask the farmer, sir, be with very humble, sir, don't fill your field full of water. Now you go for irrigation in an interval of time. I mean, first we fill your field with little bit waters, then wait for dry, and then after you again fill the field with water. So if we are going to do such types of irrigation, this irrigation is called intermittent irrigation. Okay. So after the intermittent irrigation, another things we do that we change the salinity of water. What happens? This female Anopheles mosquito larva, they need a fresh water for their developments. But if we add salt waters, then this salinity will interfere the growth of this larva. So, or mostly the chance that they will not grow further. So if they no grow further, definitely the chance of mosquito is reduced. The other things is use of mineral oil gel like kerosene, fuels and petrols. So what this mineral oil like kerosene, fuels and petrol they do? They basically form a thin layer over the fresh water. So if they form a thin layer over the fresh water, then oxygen supply to the larva, which is lie below this thin films, get cut off. So if oxygen supply is cut off, automatically the larva gets destroyed. Okay, the fourth things is the biological agents. So in biological agent we use fish like Gambusia and guppy. So this Gambusia and guppy fish they like to eat the larva. So by eating the larva they reduce its growth. Bacteria Bacillus thuringiensis they also destroy the larva. The fourth or fifth things is the source reduction. So in source reduction, we basically filling the digs, so no fresh water accumulated. Cover the mouth of tank, so no mosquito larvae enter into it, and the proper drainage. So these are the source reduction. The last is the larvicidal drugs. We use some larvicidal drugs like Tamifos, Abates, and Paris greens. So these larvicidal drugs they destroy the larva of a mosquito. So these over are the larva measure. How we control at adults measure? In adult measure we go for the indole residual spray. What is this indole residual spray? In indole residual spray, now we spray on the wall of our homes. So whenever the mosquito, they sit on the walls and they contain insecticides. So inhalation, by the way of inhalation, the poison enter into its stomach, and finally mosquito will die. So in indoor residual spray we use two things. So one is the DDT and melathion. So DDT and melathion are the two things which are used in indoor residual spray. We also go for the fogging. In fogging, they contain the pyrethrum. So because this pyrethrum is not a very effective way for killing the mosquito, because we require daily foggings. And the third things is the protection against the mosquito. So for protection against the mosquito, we use the insecticide treated nets and the long lasting insecticide treated nets. What are the difference between them? In normal insecticide treated nets, we use retreatment after the 6 months. But in case of the long lasting insecticide treated nets, retreatment is required for 3 years. So long lasting is more effective as compared to simple insecticide treated nets. We also apply nets on the windows so mosquito not enter in your homes. So by this way, one more things, we can also apply the repellents like heat, so the mosquito get away from your home. So these are the vector control strategy. By this we can end the lecture. You very welcome in the next lecture. Okay, bye.